going to show you how to implement a different type of tracking for a e-commerce based website. So till now what you see that the different type of strategies that you can follow and different type of marketing strategies. But at the end of the day, you have to implement those tracking properly. Otherwise, those strategies will not work. Because the one thing that you throughout this session that everybody focus that if you send the proper data to those platforms like first party data, then only those strategies will work properly. Otherwise, those strategies will not work. Okay. So
to give a little brief about what Rahi does, Rahi is one of the leading tracking and measurement experts in the country. To give a little overview of the kind of work that he does, he is the first guy to create the data layer for Shopify checkout extensibility. How many of you have Shopify websites here? Shopify brought this new update called checkout extensibility, right? Where you cannot put the tracking pixels right in the theme code, it has to now go into this place called customer events, right? Yes. The first guy to create that data layer code is Rahi. In fact, I've seen best of the best people in the country, best of the best people in the world use the code that he wrote to implement and track all the actions that people do, all the e-commerce events that generally we want to be tracking inside of GA4 or Facebook Pixel. He is the one who wrote it. We have also built an extension. I don't know how many of you thoroughly work on tracking and measurement. Fundamentally, tracking is the heart of all marketing success. We have a debugger extension which is used by close to 20,000 plus performance marketers to audit their tracking. So that's what we do. So I and Rahi, we both work at Measure Marketer. To give you a brief of Measure Marketer is India's first and finest tracking and measurement program. We teach performance marketers on how to implement right tracking, because fundamentally at the heart, we believe that tracking is the heart of all marketing success. Without tracking, everything is lost. Everything is lost. And I'm so happy to be seeing such events where tracking and first party data is taking center stage. For years I've been advocating, me and Rahi, that tracking is important, but somewhere we were working behind the scenes. Nobody really understood the world of tracking because it deals with more of tech work. Many performance marketers, I would say not many, I would say 100% of performance marketers have no clue about programming. In fact, the very reason why people get into performance marketing is because somebody told them there's no programming, right? How many of you are from programming background? How many of you know a little bit of coding and you ventured into performance marketing? You know why? Because when you go to an institute, what happens is people tell you because there's no programming, the easy way for you to make a career is performance marketing or digital marketing. Performance marketing is just a fancy name for what people have been doing. People call it performance marketing today. Tomorrow people might call growth marketing. As Deepan said, it might be called as a revenue marketing or some conversational marketing or commerce marketing. But eventually names will change. But by definition, performance marketing is driven by results. Do you agree?
Yes.
Do you agree?
Yes.
It is driven by results. By nature, performance marketing is driven by results. When you say it is driven by results, question, how are you going to measure and track those results? And these results come, but if you don't have a tracking mechanism, if you don't have a measurement plan in place, no data will come out of the box for you. Even if the data is available, you'll not be able to do anything with the data. Data is only as good as you interpret, correct?
Yes.
Manu was saying, many have a marketing plan, only few have a follow-up plan. If you want to be having a follow-up plan, then probably you need to have a right tracking and measurement in place, right? So that is exactly what we do. So Rahi is,
one more thing, Prashant, I just want to add that in the, after changing the whole checkout flow of Shopify has restricted that you cannot preview the GTM. Whenever you want to track any kind of whether the tags and triggers are firing in your GTM or not, then previously we can preview the GTM, but Shopify right now has changed that, and we cannot preview the GTM, so that we cannot check or verify whether our tags are firing properly or whether our events are going to different destination properly or not. Okay, but the extension that Prashant is talking about that I have created, with that particular extension now you can when you enable the data layer through the customer event, or if you implement all your tracking through the customer event, using that particular Chrome extension, now you can review the GTM and check whether all your tags and triggers are fired properly, or whether all you are sending the event properly to different destinations or not.
Right. I want to take some 5 minutes to give you an overview, and then we get into the actual implementation and stuff. We talked about attribution. Attribution is a $1 billion problem. Attribution, everybody you talk in performance marketing, they say, Prashant, I'm not able to attribute. I'm getting sales, I know my Facebook campaigns are working, but question, how do I even know mine? How do I even prove it to my client? How do I even get it to my dashboards? There's no way. There's no way. Nobody can help you unless you come up with some custom solution like CustomerLabs is doing, unless you have a custom implementation in place that kind of knows what problem you have and fix that problem one at a time and get that data into all these platforms. Because all these platforms are driven by AI. All these platforms need data to thrive. And if platforms don't have the right data, they're optimizing literally for nothing. It's like you're moving without a direction. In fact, there's a nice quote, it says, you can be on the right track, but you can also go in the opposite direction. Being on the right track is not important, going in the right direction is. Right? And to be able to do all of these things, tracking and measurement has to take the center stage. I always say this, even before you put 1 penny into marketing, 1 penny, you have to make sure that your data is in place, you're tracking everything that a user does, right from every action to every activity. There's a difference between action. Action people can do this and that. Activities, let's say I want to track all those people who have added to cart 4 products. 4 times he clicked on add to cart. I want to track those people who spent like 2 minutes on my site and went to 7 pages. I want to track people who are coming to my site for the 3rd time in last 7 days. I want to be able to curate and build nice audiences of this, because fundamentally what I'm doing with this is I'm sending right data, right signals to these platforms. And on top of that, you know what? They are adding first party data. First party data is the real game changer in today's performance marketing world. If you are a performance marketer and you don't know how to incorporate a right measurement plan with first party data, you're playing a game that's surely going to fail. Tracking has to take the center stage, right? So with this overview, let's get into our presentation. My name is Prashant. I have another section in the lead generation, but I'm here to assist Rahi, right? So, Rahi, you can say, drive double-digit growth by measuring your marketing right. This is my, quote. Wherever I go, wherever I speak, you come to my website, you see me anywhere, on YouTube, anywhere. I always say this, you can drive double-digit growth only by measuring your marketing right. You can't market what you can't measure. In fact, you cannot, do anything without measurement. How do I even know what I'm doing is working? We put money into campaigns, but we don't know if that campaign is really driving results. If it does, I know it on the back end, but how do I tell the platform? If the platform have no clue about it, then how will Facebook optimize for it? How will Google Ads optimize their campaigns when they can't even understand? I want to ask you one question. How many of you use GA4? How many of you know there's a cookie called _GA? Not one. It's the single most important parameter for Google Analytics to track and give you right attribution is _GA cookie. These are small things. That's why I always say, become a little techie. It kind of makes a hell lot of difference if you can only understand a bit of tracking. Right? So, tracking isn't just about capturing events. It determines success or failure in performance marketing. And these are the 5 wonderful tools that I've been using for years, clubbed with CDPs that kind of gives me greater leverage on how I can store my first party data, and I can send right signals from the server end to Facebook, so I know what I want to get out of Facebook. I always love to say this. I have to teach Facebook what I need from Facebook. There is this word called seasoning the pixel. Ever heard of it? Ever heard of it? Seasoning the pixel. Okay. How many people know John Loomer? How many of you do Facebook ads? If you're doing Facebook ads, you know John Loomer is the guy who creates the best of the best content for Facebook ads. If you don't know him, please subscribe to him. Amazing guy, amazing content. He created a Facebook Pixel course, right? So he teaches a lot of Facebook related stuff. You might want to check that out. Right. So all performance marketing, I'll run through fast because we have a live presentation to show you, right? Live implementation. All performance marketing campaigns need right data and first-party signals. Without these signals, ad platforms have no clue what they're optimizing for or who to go after. Facebook as a platform is very, very generic. How many of you know there is something called standard events in Facebook? How many of you know custom events in Facebook? Which one do you think is good? Which one do you think is good? Custom events. But when you send custom events, you also have to ensure that you send first party data with it. Right? All major platforms, all major ad platforms and business decisions for any D2C brand are majorly dependent on the right data. The data we need to make these decisions doesn't come just out of the box. No platform will give you, Prashant, you plug and play, I will give you all the data. Even if it were to give you data, you can't do anything with that data. Literally, it's data that's just lying there. You can't do anything with it. And like I said, data is only as good as you interpret. All advanced bidding strategies in Google and Meta ads need right tracking setup. All advanced bidding strategies. If I were to go to Google ads, there's something called target ROAS, target CPA. All these advanced bidding or smart bidding methodologies of Google ads is dependent on right tracking setup. But performance marketers have no clue about tracking. They always depend on something else. They think that tracking is not their work scope or it is not in their work role. They only think, Prashant, my job is to create campaigns, ad sets. My job is to create campaigns, ad groups. My job is to run campaigns and look at vanity metrics like clicks and impressions and reach. Can I tell you one question? 100% of performance marketers don't know difference between targeting and ad delivery optimization. 100% of performance marketers have no clue or no idea of what is the difference between targeting and ad delivery optimization. Now, if you're telling me both are right, Prashant, then why would Facebook have both? My question to you, think, if I do right tracking, targeting, Prashant, my targeting is absolute, Prashant. Oh, wonderful, your targeting is good. Then why does Facebook even ask you to optimize for ad delivery? Prashant, I give the right audience and I want to reach everybody. But Facebook is not going to do that. You give the right audience, even if it were to be 10,000, Facebook will still ask you, what is your ad delivery optimization event? You have to understand the difference between targeting and ad delivery optimization is, targeting is only defining the scope. Let's say if I say Delhi is my scope, it does not mean I'm interested in everybody in Delhi. In Delhi, that's my boundary, but in Delhi I want to only reach those people who are more likely to do a particular action that I am interested in. And if Facebook is not able to do that, then keep Facebook aside. I don't want to spend money. I don't want to spend $1 into any marketing campaign where I know I'm not reaching audience and not optimizing for the event that I want them to do. Why do you bring people to your site? We bring people to our site to make sure that those people who come to our site do the action that we want them to do. And if people are not doing that, we're simply wasting money. And to be able to do all of these things, we have to incorporate a proper measurement plan with first-party data. I want to ask you, everybody came to this world's first-party performance marketing summit, right? Can anybody tell me what is first-party data? What is second-party data? What is third-party data? Guys, come on. I'm asking some tough questions. How many of you know the difference between first-party data, second-party data, and third-party data? Do you know when Google drops a cookie? They drop the cookie in the first-party context. Google is dropping the cookie on my website, but when they drop a cookie, they don't drop a cookie on their domain. They drop a cookie on my domain. How many of you know the difference? There's this word called cross-domain tracking. Cross-domain tracking is a concept in Google ads. But what if I tell you I'm running Facebook ads? I show my ads on Facebook to right people, optimizing for right event. People click on the ad, people come to my site, but the conversion doesn't happen on this website. What if conversion happens on the other website? How are you going to tell Facebook about a conversion that is happening on a different website that is not same as the website where the user landed on? There's no way Facebook can attribute that. But Prashant, my business model is like that. I bring people here, And conversion happens on the other website, and I want Facebook to know and attribute those conversions. Am I making sense? Am I being relevant here at least?
Yes.
Lot of times for years when we were doing this work, we were behind the scenes. Nobody knew that something called tracking and measurement, there are people who work on developing solutions to ensure the right signals are sent to these ad platforms. People were only focused on the glory part, performance marketing. You know what? When your performance marketing game thrives, you say, मेरा strategy था. अच्छा नहीं चल रहा, tracking कुछ गलत होगा. Easy, no? कुछ अच्छा नहीं चल रहा, कुछ tracking गलत है, इसके लिए नहीं काम कर रहा. Something is working, my strategy. Right? So performance marketing with tracking, accurate user and conversion data is collected. Without tracking, a lot of things happen. So basically, for the sake of time, performance marketing with tracking, it will have an impact on the data collection. The better data, the better the campaigns will get optimized. Your ad delivery get optimized. Your budget will be efficiently used. Attribution is something that everybody have a problem with. Attributions can be solved if only you can have a right measurement framework in place. You can make sure that you're targeting right people and also ensure that you're retargeting people who are more likely to convert. Remember, many have a marketing plan, only few have a follow-up plan. You can do an amazing MIB testing. People talk about testing karo. If you're doing creative testing, that happens in the Facebook. But if you want to do testing and know which creative is working best and getting me the results I want, that will only happen if you get right tracking in place. If your tracking is missed, you'll end up making wrong decisions. Recently, I was speaking to one of the top guys in the world who does tracking and measurement work. He said something very interesting. I'll share it in a bit. In 2025, the world of tracking and measurement is going to the next level. It is no more about tracking alone. It is tracking with first-party data. First-party data is going to be a game changer. It will be the differentiator. In fact, it will be the only differentiator between a successful campaign and an unsuccessful campaign. How are they different? If you can quickly take your photos or your maybe snap. The data that is collected by company directly with its own customers or through their website or app or email marketing or customer surveys, this is the first party data, which means you directly interact with your customer and you collect the data. Second party data is the data that a company collects, shares it with another company, and that company is using. The second company did not collect the data. The company that is using the data got the data from a company which directly collected that data from the end user. This is second party. Third party is we don't know who collected it, we don't know where the data is, we are using the data. But third party is the problem. Google is going to really fade out third party cookies. Facebook is having problem with third party. iOS is having a problem with third party. How many of you implement Facebook Pixel in your marketing strategy here? You all use Facebook Pixels. Does anybody know how to implement a Facebook Pixel? 2 people. Yeah, amazing product. Amazing product. Every brand should have a measurement framework or incorporating first-party data into their marketing strategy. The reason why I'm sharing all these things is because I don't want to do the glory talk. I want to make sure that I talk right to the problem, and I want to tell you, take this seriously. If you don't take this seriously, you will become obsolete. You will become irrelevant. Even Facebook has a first-party focused approach, and it is so important for them. It is so important for them that they even launched a product around it. And their documentation and their developer article says that they're doing something really big on that particular side. And we just have to wait and watch. What if I tell you one interesting thing? How many of you have used Facebook Pixel? If you are a Facebook marketer, you must use Facebook Pixel. That is true? Yes? Facebook Pixel is the heart of Facebook ads. That's why it's important that we season the Facebook Pixel. But what if I tell you, Facebook is planning on deprecating the Facebook Pixel? They are about to deprecate the Facebook Pixel. So the world is changing at a very rapid pace. Very rapid pace, lot of technology, lot of stuff. And you have to have products you have to have a measurement framework in place. Products like CustomerLabs that allows you not just track, but also ensure that your data is sent to the platforms in the way which is right, and also ensure that Facebook is trained to get the revenues that you want. Go after people that are more important to you. Every sale is not equal, am I right? Every sale is equal. If no two sales are equal, how can you allow Facebook to optimize for a generic purchase event? Facebook wants volume, so they can go after getting purchases which are of very, very low value to you. How many of you know ROAS? I will say ROAS is also a vanity metric. I am coming from very deep tech on tracking and stuff. ROAS is also a vanity metric, because just because you show me 10x ROAS, 5x ROAS, I will not believe you. You know what? I can fake it. I can fake those numbers. If you will believe me, if I show you 100x ROAS, will you believe me? I will show you 200x ROAS. I can fake those numbers, yeah, it is in my hand. But just because you have a higher ROAS does not mean that you are profitable. Yes or no? A new concept is introduced into the market. Now people are not bidding for revenue, people are bidding for profit. ROAS is gone. Now people want to implement POAS. How many of you know this? Profit on ad. Which means you want platforms to have data of profit, not revenue, because you might have high revenues, but you might not be making profitable business. So you want Facebook to optimize for 2x ROS, but you are very profitable, then 10x ROS, not making profitability. Yes or no? So that you have to understand that tech is part of performance marketing. By definition, performance marketing is driven by results, and anything that allows you to measure your results properly, you have to take that seriously. 7 out of 10 issues in performance marketing arise because of incorrect tracking. 7 out of 10 issues in performance marketing arise because of incorrect tracking. If it is so important, how can you keep that in the back seat? In 2025, first party data with accurate tracking and measurement is the difference between a successful and unsuccessful. So what we want to be doing is, we don't want to be using the traditional approach and use this new first party approach. New first party approach. What if I tell you, when you load the Facebook pixel on your site, the pixel tracking code that loads the entire library, that does all this magic of tracking the events and both creating the payload and sending it to Google and sending it to Facebook, it is loading in the third party context. The entire library loads from facebook.com. When people come to my website, let's say abc.com, I put a pixel, the entire library is loading from Facebook, and ad blockers have a problem. They say, when people come to abc.com, why are you making a request to Facebook? I came to your site. No. Let everything load from your servers. Why are you calling Facebook and Google? I have a problem. I don't want you to try. I don't want you to send any data to Google and Facebook. Because fundamentally they know it is all for tracking purpose. And that is exactly where the world is getting very privacy focused. And these solutions have emerged. Server side tagging. So you don't send data from browser anymore. You send data from server side. But when you send the data from server side, if it is not in first party context also, it's useless. So that is where there's something that Facebook introduced, Signals Gateway. So what we'll try to do is, we want to show you a small demonstration of how this entire thing can work. Right? So you get a first-hand experience. It's a game changer. It's a game changer. But remember, I want to tell you before we get to the practical stuff, you have to have a measurement plan in place. You have to have your own database. If you don't have your own database, you have to probably use a platform like CustomerLabs, which profiles every user who comes to your website, stores the data of every user, so you can make sure that people who come to your site are never gone. I will give you one example. Are you all 1 minute to get live? Rahi, 1 minute. We discussed about the 7-day click attribution, right? Anybody in the audience can tell me what that 7-day click attribution is?
Facebook first party cookie and wait for a check.
Someone converts
When someone,
converts within 7 days, that will be tracked.
which means a person has to click on the Facebook ad and convert within the next 7 days of the Facebook click. Only those conversions Facebook will take credit for it and show it in the dashboard as conversions. What if the person converts on the 18th day? You will get a sale, but Facebook is not getting trained. Now you might say, "Prashant, मेरे को तो sale आया ना, but Facebook को inform करा तो Facebook ही तो engine है, ad लेके जाने के लिए लोगों के पास. मेरे को sale आया, but I don't want to tell the guy who's actually getting sales. I want to simply pocket the money. It will not work. How will she improve? Right? What if I tell you with the platform like CustomerLabs, you can ensure that people who come to your website are never, perishing. You come to my site, click activation in 7 days. On the 6th day, what I can do, I can send the data of all you to Facebook and say, these people have come to the website again. But in reality, you never visited the site. You understood? You come to my website, I know click is 7 day, but I can ensure that Facebook knows that person who came to my site. They might go out of my audience bucket in 30 days, but I will ensure that you are never going out of my bucket because I'm going to send data to Facebook saying this guy just yesterday he visited. What if I tell you, you come to my site, see this product? I can tell Facebook that you in practicality, in real time you saw this product. But I can tell Facebook that you saw a product which is not even close to this product. You came and saw a product, I can tell Facebook that this guy saw B product, but in reality you never even saw that. Right? So there's one difference between, am I going?
The next session, you just
Oh, okay. So yeah, I have to speak there also. Right. This is not my presentation, so Rahi comes from that remote side, so it was getting a little uncomfortable, so I thought I'll make him comfortable. So I will always be his rescue, right? So easy setup, privacy focused, no need to manage server-side tagging. So let's see the magic. Rahi is going to show you live. 5 minutes, you can see the magic. But trust me, I can speak for hours and hours. But take measurement seriously, guys. The world is changing. You will be left behind. Trust me, then you will regret. Why did I not do that? Somebody should have told me that I had to change this, take a small detour in my performance marketing journey. And it is not tough. If you can only spend 1 week, you will learn. I know you're all smart people, because if you thought कि यहाँ पे आना है, so there are thousands of people. No, why only 2 people? Because you're serious. Your approach is serious, right? So yeah, you can see how Facebook is changing the whole game, and Rahi will take you through the presentation. So everything is Rahi. So whatever you want to do, thank Rahi. He's the one who does the magic behind the scenes. Thank you. Rahi, over to you.
So over here we are seeing a dashboard of the product. So over here what we are trying to do is that we can easily set up any kind of Facebook server-side tracking with 1 click. Okay. So over here the 3 main pillars of this particular product is the pipeline and the source and the destinations. Okay. So what is a pipeline? Pipeline is a process through which all your data will be flow, and the destinations are the platform where you want to send all your data, and the source is from where you want to collect all your data. Okay. So over here I am creating a pipeline. So over here the first concept is that you can create a pipeline. So over here I am creating a signal gateway pipeline. Okay. So over here we can see there are a couple of sources and destinations that we can choose. Okay. So over here we can for online activity, like suppose if I want to track any kind of activity that is happening in my website. Okay. So then we have to select the signal gateway pixel, because we have to put this particular pixel in our website, similar how we do for Facebook pixel. Okay. So Facebook has changed their tracking mechanism. They have now introduced the signal gateway. Okay. And if you want to track any kind of offline activity, suppose some conversion happen in your CRM or any CRM platform, then you can upload all those offline data in over here is using the file upload option. Okay. Now in the destination part, you can send these activity to different platforms. Like the first option is Meta. So if you want to send all those activities back to the Meta, so that Meta can optimize your campaign. Okay. So if you want to send those events to directly to BigQuery also, so for further analysis and for the raw data, then also you can send those data to BigQuery as well. And if you there is an option called customized connector. So through this, what you can do, you can send basically any platform through a post message. Okay. So then let me show you first the signal gateway and the metapixel. So I have already created a pipeline for you. So this is the pipeline. So in the data source, I have connected the signal gateway pixel, and in the destination, we can connect multiple of destinations. So over here, I am connecting the meta pixel as well as the BigQuery. Okay. So if you want to send those events to different destinations, you can do that. And if you want to filter out a particular event, so suppose if you want to filter a particular event, so suppose I don't want to send the ad payment info to this destination, you can also do that. Okay, but in a particular destination also, in a destination level also, you can filter out. So suppose I don't want to send a particular event to a particular destination, but in the other destination I want to send that particular event. So if you can do that, so that will also be possible over here. Okay. So now after creating this particular pixel, what you have to do, you have to go to this setup guide, and you will, like Facebook will give you a code that you have to put in your website, in your website. Okay. So let me copy this particular code and go to my Google Tag Manager, because we will implement all our tracking through the Google Tag Manager. Okay. Now over here, what we will do, we will create a custom HTML tag so that we can put that particular code over here. Okay. So now let me paste the code over here. Okay. So over here, now let me name it anything. Okay, and fire it in all pages. Okay. So now save. So our tag has been created over here. Let me show you. Just give me a moment.
Second page.
Next page. Scroll to the bottom
Check
of the
second
page.
page. Second page.
Scroll to the bottom of the page.
And second page.
Second
Then
page.
show all.
Next
yeah.
page. Here. There, niche.
Yeah, see over here we can see the pixel over here, the tag has been created. Okay. Now let me preview the GTM. So just give me a moment, it will preview. So over here, yeah, so I have put the website URL. So now it is previewing over here. Okay. So over here we can see the GTM is connected, and if I go to the preview and in the container loaded, we can see our pixel has been fired. Okay. But Rahi, how do I verify whether all those events are firing properly or not? Okay. So if I go to the inspect, or you can use the Chrome extension as well. Over here there is a Chrome extension called Signal Gateway Pixel Helper. So if I okay, so if you install this particular Chrome extension, then also you can do that. So over here, this is the Chrome extension that we have to install. So let me install it, then you can see it in live. So over here, yeah. So over here, if I now again reload this particular page, yeah, see over here we can see our page view event is fired. Okay. So now like this way you can set up any event. Now whenever you send any event to this particular pipeline, those events will appear over here, but it will take some time, like 30 minutes, then it will appear over here. Okay. And whenever any event will be appear over here, those events will be sent to different destinations as well. Okay. So now over here what you can do as well, over here you can also do the first party tracking as well. So if you want to send all those events through your own domain, then also you can do. So over here you can do your put your website URL over here and the subdomain, and all your events will be sent to your from your own domain only. Okay. So over here what we can see, all those events will be how do you verify that? If you go to the network section over here, in the network section you can see that those events will be fired from your own domain only. Okay. So for the time constraint, I am not like showing that one. So over here, like this is the whole concept. But if you need any type of assistance for this particular product, you can contact me. Okay. So yeah.